the best television offer that we have today. Now we want to get to a little bit of what is also important, and that's your emotional well-being, your emotional health. We have the NIV Radiant Virtues Bible, and you guys know that the New International Version Bible, that is the easiest translation. It is the most popular Bible. We're offering a set where we give you the most popular translation, easy to read, and we also give you a journal. It's for the very first time at a very low price of $29.99. And I think it's so important because we always say, at least I was raised by my 100-year-old grandmama, she's still alive, and she would always say, Debbie, you know, worry about nothing, pray about everything. Pray about everything, worry about nothing. Don't worry about anything. And that's in the Bible. But what can be intimidating is if you've never read the Bible and someone is quoting scripture to you and you don't quite understand it. Or maybe you grew up in the church and some things have happened to you in life, and that happens, and you just kind of walked away and you're not reading the Bible and you want to get back to it. This is a set that makes it very, very simple. These are verses that you can understand. Verses, to me, this is your new believer set. So if you want to get this for, you know, a niece who's going off for college and you've always invited her to church and she's like, oh, I don't know, this is for the new believers. Start out with something very easy so that they don't have to look up certain words. What does that word mean in the Bible? This is your easy translation with the NIV, and then you get the journal and you write about your feelings. And the value is incredible. For the first time, we have it for $29.99, but this is a $60 set. $60 set. So this Women's Study Bible is $32.99. The journal is $26.99 for a total retail value of $59.98. And I want to bring in Monica Jones. She is the Zondervan Bible Publishing, one of their salespersons that's been doing this for a long time, but she's very passionate about what she does. That's why she works for this company that produces the most popular NIV Bible because of the translation. So Monica, God bless you today. I hope that you had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I couldn't be more thrilled about a set that can introduce someone to the Bible who's just starting out because it's so incredibly easy.
Is that not the truth? Really, this is the perfect gift of this season, the gift of faith. And it really is the reason for this season. And it's also the best-selling book of all time, the Bible. I love the set that Zondervan has put together. This is really, if you struggled to read the Bible, it maybe feels a little bit intimidating.
Right.
This really is the Bible for you. It is, what you're getting is the NIV full text New International Version Bible translation. And just like you said, Debbie, this is the #1 Bible translation in the English language. And the reason why that is because, again, if you struggle with the these and the thous, I know when I first started reading Bible when I was very, very young, it was so tough to get through, just to get through the words. This is written in plain language. So if you're new to the word, this is the perfect Bible and journal set for you to get into. Love it.
This is basically, this is a spiritual toolbox. And, you know, I know everybody, you know, they grow up differently. In my household, as a kid, I went to Bible study in the summertime. You know, my big mama, my great grandmother was a deaconess. My grandmama played the piano for our church for more than 70 years. And this was really a beautiful, beautiful thing for our family. But I can tell you, I would be confused sometimes. And they'd say, you know, you need to go and read. And I'd be like, well, I don't understand what they're saying. So I'd rather just go to Bible study because the teacher's going to break it down. This is Bible study in your own home, alone, because it's easy to understand. It's not, you know, like there are different Bibles out there, like King James. It's complicated because they basically use old words and vocabulary words that you've never heard of. Get this for somebody you care about. If you want a Bible in their home, you want them to go off to college with their Bible. They may not read it every day, but the fact that they have it there and it's easy for them to understand. The spiritual toolbox, what I like is that you can journal in the Bible so that there are different reflections area where you can write down what you're feeling, because break down that you want to talk about faith, hope, and love. If somebody's faith is shaken, maybe they lost somebody from COVID and they don't know how to feel right now, their faith is shaken, get this for them. If they've had a broken broken heart and they don't know why they're in a divorce or the breakup happened, because it can be young love or old love or have never found love, and they need to know what love is because they keep getting in the wrong relationships. They break it down for you. Faith, love, and also hope, which is so important. So I want you to talk about that. The fact that this is an easy Bible for everyone, those three main things particularly, sometimes we need that insight and you want it to be easy.
Well, I tell you what I love about this is, Bible study, reading the Bible, and really journaling is such a intimate thing to do. It's very personal. I love that this Bible lets you make it your own. I know some of my older Bibles that I had a lot of scribbles in the margins. This one has journaling areas right there in the margins for you to write down your own reflections. The other great thing about this Bible is it's tough to carve out time to spend time in your faith, and especially if you're just trying to figure out how to read through the Bible. You're getting a 52-week weekly reading guide right there in the front. It's just really basically a roadmap for you each week to jumpstart your week into daily reflection on a particular reading, whether it's faith, hope, or love. And it gives you an opportunity to spend a little bit of time, reflection, and there's some journaling prompts in there that make it, again, easier for you to reflect on the scripture that you've read and how it applies to your own life. And the great thing about it is, you can always go back where you're journaling to see how you grew in your faith and what that scripture meant to you. And then we have this great journal that is offered right alongside the Bible. It's a great extension to document your own personal faith journey. I love Bible journaling. It's really enriched my own faith.
And they make it fun for you. So here's a Bible verse, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. And then you can write over here what you're thinking in your journal, because sometimes you tell people to journal, they're not going to go out and get a journal. And you have all the pages to do this. But what I love about it, if it's something about faith, what are you doing to be radiant today? It asks you the question and you write it down. So you're going to love that we're throwing in this beautiful journal. I love how gorgeous it is. And now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. That's what we care about. So you get the journal. We're basically throwing that in. And this Bible, just so you know, NIV Bible, you can find those, you go to church and they have the bookstores. This is $50 sometimes. $50 elsewhere. You're getting the whole set, the most popular version of the Bible because it's easy translation, your NIV, and you're getting the journal. And you're not spending $50 for the Bible. You're getting both for under $30. So it's a huge value. And I always say when you're going through something tough, we memorize those Bible verses. I remember when I didn't get my contract renewed at my last TV station, and I had to go back to Jeremiah 29:11 for God knows the plans he has for you, plans to prosper you, to give you hope and a future. If you're new and a new believer, and maybe you've gotten away from the church because some things have happened, this is going to get you back in. It's your spiritual toolbox, and it walks you through so that you can have all of your verses. It tells you where to start, and it helps you on your journey. And so I'm so glad, Monica, that you made this easy. It's the way that I grew up, and there have been times in my life where I have gotten away from the Bible. This brings you back, and it makes it easy for people who have gotten away from it and people who have never gotten started. So I invite you to order. It's been a tough year with COVID, and I just want to say a lot of us have lost loved ones. I know somebody, Monica, you know somebody. Get this home if you're hurting right now. It's $6 to get it home. It's all about love and faith and hope and healing, and I think this is an answer for those of you who are believers, especially if you're new or if you've gotten away from the church. Monica, thank you so much. I know this went quickly, but you guys, this is the lowest offer we've had, and it's free shipping. And I know, Nicole, that